I dropped out of college, I live with my parents, and now I do Instacart on the side.
I just wanna have some fun, yeah.
Before I begin telling you my story, who I am, why I started Uniquely Prosperous, all the things, let me just quickly say that I do not feel bad about any of the decisions that I made, because my leap of faith has opened many doors for me that weren't possible for me before I left school, okay? And you know, I was watching a podcast and they were talking about how God knows what's ahead of the paths that we choose. And so when he redirects you, it is because the path that you were choosing before the redirection wasn't going to end up well and in alignment with his will for your life. And so you can also call that a closed door. Let's just jump right into my school journey, since we're on that note of leaving school anyway. College for me was awesome. I finally had my chance to leave what I've always known and just grow up, right? I think college, a lot of us can relate that it is very exciting as an 18-year-old to just finally leave. I was ready to grow up personally because I already didn't know what I wanted to do when I got older. I didn't know what career path. I was cheerleading. I started in high school and I carried the cheerleading culture into college with me. I went to an HBCU called WSSU, and cheerleading is definitely a part of that school's culture. And so everything was good for me for the first 2 years. When COVID came, it wasn't so good anymore. And that was my junior year in college. My reason for, or at least my identity reason for going to college was for cheerleading mainly. I was like, you know what? That's how I'm going to have fun. That's what's going to carry me into college. And then I'll decide my major. I'll decide my career once I'm there. But I got suspended. And so I had to stop cheerleading. Closed door, misdirection or redirection. And then all of a sudden, school literally felt no longer purposeful, you guys. And so my senior year, I really decided to study my major. I went into college with no major as an undecided, and then slowly but surely, business administration started speaking to me. So senior year, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm about to study, research, and really focus on my business degree, because freshman year was so easy. Sophomore year was easy. Junior year, this is the year where you actually start taking classes for your major, and I was a business administration major. That year was online. It was rough and it was lonely because, again, COVID started my junior year. It was horrible. Senior year was my redemption year, okay? You could say I made it to the finish line, and to the average eye, it seemed normal to finish. I had like 3 credits to finish. Literally, like till this day, my dad still keeps asking me, why don't I go back and finish? He just don't see the vision, y'all. However, I knew it was time to leave everything and not look back. I knew it was time for a quantum leap, if you will, a whole new brand. Not only did Uniquely Prosperous start as my brand, but rebranding myself, finding myself, because cheerleading was not going to be my identity, says the Lord, okay? That's how I ended up back at my parents. Talk about uncomfortable. I've been living with my parents, my mom's house, for 2 years now. And I mean, the transition from having my own spot, being on my own, to being back at my mom's was tough. But the positive, because you always got to look at the positive and find something to be grateful about in every situation. The positive about it all was being away from everyone and having peace and time to figure out my next move. Wilderness season, okay? I'm sorry, I'm giving y'all all the spiritual knowledge and things that you may come across on social media as far as like a spiritual creator talking about these specific terms. Wilderness, it's a point of time when you're waiting on the Lord for the next move, you're preparing, you're doing a whole bunch of stuff in the wilderness season, okay? God slowly started making himself known to me and in my life, you guys, before I even came back to my mom's house. Literally, I came back in November, and then I gave my life to the Lord in April. My plan though, when I came back November to December, I was like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna just chill and enjoy myself. I'm still in the world, so I'm just gonna enjoy myself and just kick back and figure out again my next move, figure out what I'm gonna do. By January, I was like, it's a brand new year, we're about to start getting things rolling. And so I was like, all right, I was just going to go to another school, apply as a different major, fashion. But the Lord He had a different plan. God's plan was to transform my mind so that I can get on board with his purpose for my life. Instacart has always been a part of that journey. Before I came to my mom, while I was in college, my first side hustle was Grubhub. Then I found Instacart, then I found DoorDash. So Instacart has always been my go-to quick money hustle. DoorDash too. This is simply because I've never had a job longer than 3 months. I don't know why, but every time that third month is just like, okay, this is not for me. Every single time, not lying. I got my first job at the age of 21. Most of my peers worked in high school, whatever the case may be. I wasn't that peer. I wasn't that peer. And the only reason that I pursued a job was because everyone else does it, of course. And I was struggling, living on my own, and I thought it would open up more opportunities for me. I remember like one of the jobs was like a marketing job. My senior year, my major was business administration, minor in marketing. So I was like, bro, this is gonna work. I was probably there less than 3 months at that job, honestly. So what I've come to realize is that I never had a job because the Lord always was training me to be an entrepreneur. Now I do Instacart, I do DoorDash, I do Kale, I'm an Amazon influencer, CapCut creator, and so on. The list goes on. Simply because I took that leap of faith to start over with my life, because what I had planned being in the world for my life was leading me to a dead end. And as you can see, what the Lord planned for me since the beginning, right? Being in his kingdom is leading me to prosperity, wealth, and riches. This is why and how Uniquely Prosperous got started. Uniquely Prosperous is a digital platform to help build up entrepreneurs through resources, educating, and teaching. My brand is a voice for entrepreneurs that faith and business go hand in hand with an active biblical foundation. Uniquely Prosperous is going to see true riches, success, and wealth. And not only Uniquely Prosperous, but me, Celeste Monet, is going to see true riches, success, and wealth. And not only me, but my children and my children's children. That's the end. This is why I trust the Lord, and I will serve the Lord for the rest of my life.